How affordable is Orange County, California as we near the year 2024? The cost of living, it has been a prominent concern in Southern California for quite some time. Whether you are a newcomer that's considering a move to Orange County or a longtime resident like myself, you are always contemplating that so-called sunshine tax because living in paradise, it can come with a hefty price tag. In today's video, I'm diving deep into Orange County's affordability. We'll be diving into things like the housing, taxes, insurance, and a bunch of others. I do understand that many people can experience a little bit of sticker shock when they move here. So also by the end of this video, I'll highlight some areas in Orange County that are much less wallet draining. If it is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Garrett Gahn. I'm an Orange County real estate agent and host of YouTube's Living in OC. If you are considering making a move to Orange County, California, this is what I do. Go ahead, reach out to me. Text, call, email, whatever you prefer. I have people just like you reaching out every single week now, and I absolutely love it. I'll be looking forward to speaking with you too. Now, let's get right into the nitty-gritty of the cost of living in Orange County. In general, day-to-day expenses of living here, such as groceries, transportation, and utilities, align fairly well with the national average. Nevertheless, according to sources like bestplaces.net that use a score of 100 to represent the national average, Orange County sits at a 165. Now, there is a common denominator for this, right? And I speak on it in a lot of my videos. It's the cost of housing. It's no surprise, as the median home price in Orange County hovers around $1 million, covering everything from condos, townhouses, and single-family homes. Now, the housing market, it can be dissected into several different components. The first being the cost of homes, which directly impacts the cost of rentals. It's common knowledge that homes here in Orange County have been steadily appreciating since the 2008-2009 mortgage crisis. And while there have been occasional periods of stabilization, appreciation remains at a very constant trend. Another critical factor contributing to the overall affordability challenge is the shortage of available housing. It's caused by a simple play of supply and demand. Desirable areas like Irvine, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, they have witnessed a substantial surge in costs, making it difficult for many to secure affordable housing in these areas. California has initiated various measures and passed laws to foster the development of new affordable housing, not only in Orange County, but across the state, specifically Southern California. However, the pace of construction often lags behind the demand, resulting in this ongoing housing deficit. Another lesser-known factor contributing to the affordability of housing here is interest rate anchoring. Many homeowners, they refinance their properties at historically low interest rates back in those peak COVID pandemic years, often around that 3% range or even lower. Currently, interest rates, they hover around 7+%, effectively doubling the cost of financing. So, this has caused people to stay put and hold off on selling their houses, unless they're in a position where they just absolutely have to. This is the huge contributor in inventory sitting at these historic lows. Most people just simply face significantly higher mortgage payments if they choose to finance at the current rates. Now, as a general rule of thumb, housing in Orange County does become more affordable the more that you move away from the coast. In the central and northern parts of the county, where the population density is higher, you'll find some older homes, typically built in the late 40s through the mid 70s. These are often considered starter homes and they may require some maintenance. However, they offer an excellent entry point into the Orange County housing market. By living in such a home for say 3 to 5 years, you can build equity through home appreciation and your loan paydown. And it does put many in a great position later on to upgrade to that larger or newer home as a progression. Now, before I dive into taxes here in Orange County, I am not an accountant, right? And this information should not be taken as a gold standard for your tax decisions. Please always speak with your licensed accountant on all your tax questions and especially tax strategies. With that said, this is just information that I see on a daily basis, helping people buy and sell homes here in Orange County that I think you should certainly be aware of if you are considering purchasing a home here. Diving in, a significant cost in California is the state income tax, which is the highest in the country. If you are in a higher income bracket, be prepared to contribute a substantial amount to Uncle Sam or California's franchise tax board. Now, the good news is California's property taxes are relatively low when compared to other states. While property taxes, they can be a sensitive topic in California, they are certainly below the average. According to WalletHub, California ranks 16th out of 50 states for property taxes, with an approximate rate of around 1.1%. In Orange County, property taxes, they have been notably low, mainly due to Proposition 19. Property taxes here are typically assessed on the purchase price of the home. However, Proposition 19, it effectively limits the appreciation of assessed property values over time, which makes them relatively stable, which means like even in an inflationary environment like we are in right now, your property taxes here, they still won't increase significantly. It's quite different from some other states where your property taxes, they can fluctuate much more, causing sticker shock for some homeowners in those states. As far as the calculation of property taxes, like I mentioned, it's based on the purchase price of the specific property, with a typical rate of around 1% to 1.1. But it's very important for me to mention that some areas, especially those with newer construction, may have higher property taxes due to special assessments, like the infamous Mello-Roos. Mello-Roos can add extra costs to homeownership, mainly among new construction, but they are often very necessary to fund things like public services and infrastructure. It will be very important to consider this when evaluating a property here. It's not necessarily a negative thing. You just need to factor it into your budget and see if it makes sense for you and your specific needs. Now, moving on to insurance options to consider here in Orange County. First, we have flood insurance. In Orange County, flood insurance requirements, they vary based on the property's location in a flood plan. Lenders, they may require flood insurance if the property is at risk of flooding every 50, 100, and even 500 years. However, there have been improvements made to the Santa Ana River, and because of that, many areas that used to require flood insurance, they no longer do. I will say that flooding in Orange County, it's relatively rare, even during our heavy rain events. Next, we have earthquake insurance. Earthquakes are just a part of life here in California. They are random, and while we don't experience earthquakes very frequently, it's still essential to consider earthquake insurance, especially if you do live in one of those regions with a higher risk. Earthquake insurance, it can help to protect your property in a case of seismic activity. It's a personal choice, but it can provide peace of mind. Next, we have fire insurance. California, it does have regions that are prone to wildfires, but the overall risk, it will vary depending on location. Properties in canyon areas or nearby to forests might have higher fire insurance rates. However, Orange County specifically, it rarely experiences structural losses due to wildfires. I truly commend our firefighters as they are excellent at controlling and containing these incidences that can happen. Lastly, in terms of insurance, I'd like to touch on condo insurance. For condominiums, condo owners, they should consider getting condo insurance, especially if it's not covered by the association's master HOA policy. This insurance can help protect your unit and personal belongings in case of damage or loss due to various events such as a plumbing issue, for example. Now, as promised, I'm going to finish this off by giving some examples of the more expensive, moderate, and affordable housing areas within Orange County. Starting with the expensive areas, we have Newport Beach and Laguna Beach. These coastal cities, they're world famous for their stunning views and prime location, but they come with a hefty price tag. Median home prices here, they can be around $3 to $4 million. And luxury properties, they can reach up to the tens of millions. Moderately priced areas include places like Huntington Beach and Dana Point. These areas, they offer beautiful beaches and a much more reasonable cost of living as compared to Newport Beach and Laguna Beach. You can enjoy that coastal living at a much more affordable price. Lastly, affordable areas in Orange County include areas in South Orange County like Aliso Viejo and Lake Forest. They provide many amenities and excellent schools, while being much more budget friendly than places like Irvine, for example. They offer a lot of what Irvine has to offer without the steep price tag. Other affordable areas, they can be found in North Orange County, like Orange or Fullerton, for example. They're often much more affordable than their neighbors in Los Angeles County, while still providing that easy access to Orange County's lifestyle and all the amenities that it has to offer. Where you decide to call home ultimately depends on your budget and preferences, right? It will be absolutely essential to consider your needs, including how close to work you'll be, the schools, and lifestyle preferences. Ultimately, evaluating the cost of living here in Orange County should be a personalized endeavor. It's necessary to do a thorough examination of your income, your budget, and expenses. The decision to move here to Southern California, it should align with your individual goals and aspirations. I understand that Orange County, it may seem expensive, but it's certainly not the most expensive place in the United States. Comment down below. Let me know where you're considering moving from. Maybe you're relocating from an even costlier place, like places like the Bay Area or New York City. Many are finding that the value that they get here in Orange County makes the move more than worthwhile. And that sums up our dive into the cost of living here in Orange County, California. I hope this was informative for those of you who are considering moving to this area. If you do have any questions whatsoever about Orange County or what it's like to live here, reach out to me directly by texting or calling the number that's on your screen now. Whether you are making the move in 9 days or you're making that move in 9 months, reach out to me and I'll be looking forward to speaking with you. Other than that, if you did find any value in today's video, please hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps me out tremendously in getting this information out to people who could really benefit from it. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm dropping multiple videos a week for all things living in Orange County, California. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.